What's up, my guys, and welcome back to the Wrestling Report Card. I'm your host, Cody, and how this ordeal works out here is what I do. I take one of them there wrestling shows, I break down each match, I give that son bitch a letter grade at the end, I tally him up, and I give that show its own report card. So today, we're talking the November 16th episode of AEW Dynamite as we're building the full gear. In the main event, you got Moxley and MJF in a wild segment. You got a tag team match to start off the night, which contains all four guys vying for Jericho's Ring of Honor title at Full Gear. We got a crazy trios match. We find out the Elite are coming back, and we got a women's title eliminator match. So, with all that being said, I'm already out of breath. You can tell we're going to be in for a bumpy ride. So without further ado, buckle up your seatbelts and let's get to gravy. First up on the night, we got some tag team action. As you got Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara teaming up to take Claudio and Bryan Danielson just 3 days ahead of Full Gear when they all compete in a fatal four-way match for Chris Jericho's Ring of Honor title. Now, my guy Claudio was going in early on. He hit Sammy with a beautiful delayed suplex. Chris Jericho tried to run in, so Claudio gave his ass a suplex as well. He and Danielson were on a roll until Jericho took that damn baseball bat and smacked Danielson with it behind the ref's back. So we come back from the break, and Les Sex Gods were in full control as they focused on the injured eye of Danielson over and over again. He was finally able to tag in Claudio, who almost got Jericho into the swing, but at that same time, Guevara interfered, which allowed Y2J to apply the walls of Jericho. This time it's Danielson who was able to come in and break it up. He then tagged himself in and was able to apply his own maneuver, the label lock, but Sammy broke out. Sammy started biting Danielson in his injured eye before hitting a beautiful cutter off the ropes. I tell you what. Jericho immediately followed that up with the lion saw. However, as they went for the cover, Claudio came in at the nick of time to make the save. Jericho tried to get that damn bat involved once again, but Claudio caught him this time. He picked him up and swung that sumbitch around 16 times before applying the Scorpion Deathlock, which left Y2J no choice but to tap out. That was good, man. For that opening act, I'm going to give it an A-. Now, as long as this feud has been going on between the Jericho Society and the Blackpool Combat Club, you really can't be mad because it is giving us banger after banger after banger. But hey, we got to move on because next up, we got Anthony Bowens taking on Swerve. And after the Acclaim's debut music video, which was actually pretty good, we get down to action. Before the match, Daddy ass attacked Swerve yet again and had to have security break it up. Now, once all that died down, we finally got the match started, and I tell you what, don't let all the goofiness and tomfoolery fool you. This sumbitch was about as physical as Amber Heard after a 12-pack of Busch Light. I tell you what. Bowens hit an Olympic slam. Swerve kicked out. Swerve landed on the Swerve stomp. Bowens kicked out. Swerve then landed a nasty driver, which ended up giving him the 1, 2, 3 heading into Full Gear. I'm gonna get out a C+, man. I'm gonna give it a C+. I mean, that's how you freaking start a match. However, that ending was a little bit confusing to me. Like, he kicked out of the stomp, but then the driver, he got the 1, 2, 3. It did look like Bowens did land awkwardly on that shoulder, so I hope my guy is all right. Next up, though, we got Samoa Joe in the ring with Toni Schiavone, and after Joe gave us just a great promo, down came Powerhouse Hobbs, and just as the two of them were about to throw down, Wardlow's music hit, and by God, we got a full-on brawl going on in the middle of the ring. It took damn near the whole locker room to run out and separate these three. I mean, at one point, it was just Wardlow in the ring with the Dark Order, and they did the smart thing. They didn't want no smoke, so they just stood back, and then Wardlow took to the skies, wiping out everyone on the floor below. So it looks like at Full Gear, we're getting the triple threat of man meat as we got Samoa Joe versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm slapping B on that. Like, finally, we're letting Samoa Joe loose a little bit in AEW. That's what we need. Not many guys in the game can deliver a promo like he can. Anyways, next up, we got gold on the line. We got the Trios Championships as you got Death Triangle taking on Top Flight and AR Fox. First things first, welcome to Dynamite, Mr. Fox, and welcome back, Darius Martin. It's a blessing to have my guy back in the ring after that car crash he was in earlier this year. One thing to note, yet again, is that Pac is still entering the ring through the heel tunnel. Pac, like Swerve earlier, is willing to win by any means necessary, and his partners, mainly Ray Phoenix, ain't with all that. Now, that all of that has been addressed, let's get to the action. And I don't know what y'all expected, but yeah, this was insane. Like, seriously, take like 15 minutes or so and go watch this match. Because if I sat here and try to tell you everything that happened, we'd be here all day. I tell you what, they had me checking my pulse before we even got to the commercial break. I ain't shitting you. Now, after about 437 flips, the Lucha Bros were finally able to hit the Fear Factor before tagging in Pac, who hit the Black Arrow to get the 1-2-3, allowing Death Triangle to retain the Trios titles. Now, after the match, Pac got on the mic and he called out anyone, wink wink, who has a problem with them to show up Saturday at Full Gear. Next thing you know, we get a graphic up on the big screen and it's official, damn it! At Full Gear, it will be Death Triangle taking on the returning Young Bucks and Kenny, by God Omega, for the Trios Championships. And all I gotta say is hopefully Ace Jaws of Steel is kept far away from the building. I mean, I heard he's chomping at the tits. I mean, the bits for this one. Come on, you can't blame me. You know how to get a couple in there. Anyways, for all that, I'm gonna give it an A. Like, not only was that match insane, but at Full Gear, the Elite are coming back, baby. Let's go. Anyways, next up, we gotta move on to the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament, as we got Bandido taking on Ethan Page. After winning their respective first round matches, these two now square off in the semis. So we come back from the break to Page going for his Eagle's Edge. Bandito was not only able to counter, but he hit a moonsault from atop the ring post before going back in the ring and hitting a tornado DDT. Page went for the Eagle's Edge yet again, but again Bandito countered and even hit a frog splash, paying homage to the late great Eddie Guerrero. He then went hit the ropes one too many times, however, as this time Page was able to body slam him from the top of the ropes. The third time ended up being the charm for Page, as he hit the finally connected on the Eagle's Edge, giving him the 1-2-3 and moving on to the finals. Yeah, that was solid. I'm gonna give that a B+, and I am glad that Ethan Page is finally getting this push. And I will say, when the time comes, Bandido deserves one of his own right. I tell you what, that guy could just flat out go in the ring. Hell, at one point, he lifted up Ethan Page with one arm and body slammed him, and Ethan Page ain't no small guy. Well, next up, it's time for the ladies to throw down. We got the champ Toni Storm taking on Anna Jay, and if Anna Jay is able to win, she will be first in line after Full Gear to take on the winner between Storm and Jamie Hayter. And no lie, she came close to connecting the Queen Slayer, but the champ was just too much. After 2 doses of Sweet Cheeks music, Storm applied the Cloverleaf, making Anna Jay tap out ironically. Anyways, after the match, Jamie Hayter walked down to the ring with her crew. She got in, she stared at Toni Storm, and then they all just walked off. I don't really know what all that was about, but okay. I'm gonna give that a B-. I mean, this is exactly what we needed. A quick win for the champ heading into Full Gear. But hey, that's enough talk, because it's time for the main event. We got Jon Moxley in the ring. First, he comes down, he asks, who is Jon Moxley? He lets us know that he's an individual who is sick in the head and loves violence. Yeah, big shocker right there, right? Next, he asks, who is MJF? He says no matter what, MJF wants all of us to believe Max is just an insecure kid who is playing wrestling and is scared that he won't live up to the hype. As Mox was going on and on, Stokely Hathaway came out with the Firm and just started beating down on both Jon Moxley and William Regal. But then, the music hit, and down came MJF. He came down and wiped out the entire Firm. He then got on the mic and turned his attention to the champ, and Moxley was still laid out in the ring. MJF went on to admit that Mox is a tough SOB. Hell, he's tougher than a $2 steak, but Max ain't the same kid he was back in their first match. Oh no. As MJF was delivering his sign-off, Moxley jumped up to his feet and told MJF at Full Gear Saturday, he was a little confused. Give him a break. The training wheels come off. After a stare down, Mox shouldered his way past his challenger on his way out, and let's freaking go. Now, I'm gonna slap an A- on that main event. I do wish we got a little bit more time out of that, but I mean, who better than these two? Nobody. Now, one thing that did stick out to me during all of this was MJF addressing Mox's statement from last week when he said that Max isn't the devil like he claims. MJF reminded Mox that the greatest trick the devil ever did pull was making you believe that he doesn't exist. Now, to me, this can mean one of two things. Number one, all of this beef with the Firm is fake, and they will show their true colors with Max at Full Gear this Saturday. Or, number two, William Regal will betray Moxley, aligning himself with the new AEW Champion of the World, MJF. Remember, MJF did promise not to use the Dynamite Diamond Ring. However, he never said anything about the brass knucks. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Man, what an episode. Can y'all keep up with all that? I mean, all 12 of you that are still viewing? Hey, I'll tell you what. But y'all know the drill. We got all the grades in. Now let's take a look at the report card. After tallying everything up, we came out with a final letter grade of a B+. That's right, an 87%. What a go-home episode, full 4 year. I tell you what. Well, once again, my name's Cody. If you haven't already, please hit me with a subscribe. I'm almost at that 250 mark, baby. And if you haven't already, please like the video, comment on the video. Don't forget, go check out my top 10 WrestleMania main events. That's a good one I got going as well. So, without holding you any longer, I bid you adieu. Y'all stay safe and have a nice day.